Hi YouTubers, Rebecca Roy here. This channeling is from Archangel Raphael. Change your vibration. It is that simple. Your light will always outshine the dark. Love always wins. It is more powerful than the dark. When you look through the eyes of God, you can change in an instant. Let the light in your vessel pour it into your aura and fracture it out 1,000 times outward. You do not need to go through all this darkness. Surround the dark with the light, and it will instantaneously change in the now moment. Remember that you can choose to be here at this time because you knew you could do this. You know you can spread the light. You can spread the light through your house, street, city, state, country, and around the globe. As you do this, you will raise your vibration and the vibration of the planet. And as you do this, you will create a quicker ascension for the first wavers. You are a way shower, and this is your part of the plan for this time frame. This is why you have your YouTube channel. Do not forget that you are a healer and you can heal in an instant. Believe this, and that it is instantaneous, and it will be so. You believe it takes time. I do believe that. You believe you have to start over. I did believe that. But this isn't so. Change your belief system, change your thoughts to one thought of limitless possibilities, and it will be so. There is no need for you to suffer. Release these thoughts and transmute them into love. Do you believe that our Creator wants you to suffer? That is not love. God loves us limitlessly. With no boundaries, you are God's creation, and with that, you have been given limitless love as well. Love yourself with limitless abandonment, and you will see miracles unfold. Love your fellow man / woman with limitless abandonment, and more miracles will appear. If you want to create a world where there is limitless love and everyone knows it, let it be possible. And what miracles will unfold if this is limitless? Love has no boundaries and will spread across the globe. Imagine what the earth will be like. Imagine what your life would be like with no illness, no war, no famine, no homelessness. The possibilities and miracles are endless. This is how you can train your brain. These are the thoughts that you can cultivate and repeat in your mind that will bring you to this possibility. Love in the moment, and when you live in the moment, you will learn to automatically steer your thoughts to things you want to create, not things that from the past or things that happened that made you sad. Once these painful memories have been processed, release them. Do not bring them back up to the forefront of your mind, or you will recreate them for you to relive. If this is your desire, then by all means do this. But if you do not wish to recreate this, do not discuss it, as it will appear. You are learning this now, and I did learn this the hard way. Make a choice and stick to it. This is what it is like to live in the fifth dimension. Remember this as you look back and go back and forth between 5D to 3D. If you want to stay in 5D, retrain your brain for 5D thoughts, living in the moment, and then you will stay in 5D more and more until that is where you live. And this is very true. I was talking a lot about how my lungs were before Yeshua healed me back in 2020. And I was discussing it because I wanted to help other people realize that you can go from being on a lung transplant list to being able to run across the street with your dog. And it's all has to do with how much you believe in your mind that you have the ability to love yourself and heal yourself. And I knew that much back in 2020 because Yeshua told me that. And so when I got sick with COVID, and it was really bad COVID, I probably should have went to the hospital, but I didn't because I was stubborn. I didn't want to be incubated or anything like that. And I just assumed that I would get through it. And I did. And then I caught pneumonia, and that was just as bad. And then I caught some flu bug that made me have violent vomiting. And it took a while for me to get better. It really did. And I'm starting to feel pretty good now, but I'm still short of breath. And I've been asking the angels and the ascended masters, and Jesus has been coming down and talking to me and helping me. And this is Archangel Raphael, and he's always with me, and he's always talking to me. When I get my vibration high enough up, then I can connect to him and channel him into my vessel. But if your vibration, if you're thinking constantly about the things that you in the past that have been painful or hurtful or bring your vibration down, it's very difficult to channel them. And so you start to feel a little lost in why is this happening? And that just keeps going through your mind. I was so far ahead, and now look how far backwards I've gone. And you dwell on that for a bit because you want to be back where you were. And I decided that I was going to get my vibration back to what it was. And so I put on the vibrational music on YouTube. I did all kinds of loving, kind things with no, ulterior motive, just because that's the kind of person I am. I'm very loving, very giving. And so I just started doing all those things. I started doing my art again because I love art very much. And I started to receive the channeling again. And so when you've had that every day, when you have that channeling coming in, and then all of a sudden you don't feel it anymore, it's quite devastating. But you need to remember that at certain times, we need to release stuff, and we need to release the painful memories. We need to release the trauma and all these things, because when we go into the fifth dimension, if you think about them and bring them back up, they're going to be there in the moment, because in the fifth dimension, you live in the moment. In the fifth dimension, you create in the moment, and you can create anything you want. And when you get used to staying in the fifth dimension, at that point, you're going to be able to do things that seem like miracles right now. But this is the whole process. It's not going to be, excuse me, it's not going to be, all of a sudden we're in the fifth dimension and we're going to stay there. No, we're going to raise our vibration, dip our toe in the fifth dimension, come back to the fourth and the third dimension. Raise our vibration and stay a little bit longer. Raise our vibration and stay a little bit longer. Raise our vibration and stay a little bit longer. And as we're doing that, we're going to start to realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm in the fifth dimension. I'm creating things in the moment. And as you do that, as you acclimate yourself to being in the fifth dimension, then you're going to slowly stop thinking the negative thoughts. You're going to slowly stop reminiscing about the painful things that you had to overcome. And you're going to go forward in the love and the light. And you're going to start to spread love and light, because you know that if you stay in that high vibration, if you're way up top, then you can create anything that you need. And you don't need to reminisce about the painful things, because no one in the fifth dimension is doing that. They know at that point that you have to let that stuff go. You have to let that stuff go if you want to stay in the vibration that you're in. And so that is what Archangel Raphael is explaining to me, is that I am raising my vibration high enough so that I can talk to him, and high enough so that I can do some healing again. but I'm not staying there because I keep going backwards to why is this happening to me again? And it's happening to me again because I allowed myself to dwell in the past, to dwell where I used to be. And because I did that, I lowered my vibration enough so that those things could happen again, because I was already in manifestation. I was already in the fifth dimension. I was already being able to co-create what I wanted. And so when I started to think about what I didn't want, I co-created what I didn't want. So it's really something to think about, because we don't think like this anymore. We don't think like this. We think about the things that happen, and oh, so-and-so did such and such, and we relive it and we rehash it, and even though we've forgiven it and said we've moved on, we haven't really moved on. And so we have to release the rest of it so that we actually have moved on, and that doesn't come back to actually bite us in the butt. So, which is what it did to me. So this is basically what he was telling me, and I'm passing it on to you because I want to help you guys in your ascension journey, because it's not all kisses and hugs. There's times that we have to go through some stuff so that we can release it. And don't try to skip over that. It's a journey, and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the discovery. I really enjoyed the discovery of this. It was an aha moment for me. And I hope that I gave you an aha moment in your journey. And I hope that I'm helping you to move forward past that and go to the next stage, because I am very excited to see what's going to happen. And I'm sending you all a big love wave and wishing you a good day. Bye-bye.